For example, the first mail from Jocelyn is associated to the ID checkbox29. So if I add this ID in the URL, automatically the page will scroll. Bursztein showed that actually from the outside frame, the attacker frame, you can actually know if the targeted website scrolled or not. And at this point, it breaks the same origin policy because you can know if an element is present on the page or not. If the page don't contain any email, the checkbox element will not be present, so the page will not scroll. So we can actually know if there is any email in the inbox or not. In the following demo, here I will show you how we can actually conduct an attack against the mobile version of Yahoo Mail. Here you can see the victim inbox contain an email from me. So if I search for my email, automatically the page will contain the ID checkbox29. So we can actually scroll to it. But if I search for a non-existing sender, the page will be, the search will be empty, so the ID will not be present. We use this binary test to actually search in the inbox to know if a victim received email from specific senders. Here, as you can see, I can know if I receive an email from Elie from me. This is a very serious security breach. As you can imagine, you can actually know if the victim received has an account in a specific bank or ordered drugs on a specific website, looking in his inbox. However, to prevent this kind of attack, framing attacks like clickjacking and scrolling attack, most websites use a specific defense called frame busting, which makes the framed page become the top of the page automatically. However, Facebook uses a slightly different approach. When framed, Facebook displays a huge dark div on the top of the page, which prevents the user from interacting with the content, but is still able to see his information. But when you click on this dark div, automatically the page will frame bust. However, if it will not prevent us from scrolling to specific IDs, so we can conduct an attack, framework attack on Facebook. Using 3 different IDs, we can actually know if the user is logged on Facebook, who he is, and who are his friends. For example, to know if he's logged or not, have you any idea for an ID we can try to check? Actually, we are not searching for a specific ID if he's logged. We are searching if an ID is not present on the page. For example, the registration form is shown only on the non-logged page. So if I frame the first page, it will not scroll, so I will know that the user is not logged. So here, the demo. On the left side, you can see the framing attack result. And on the right side, what really happened under the hood. On the real attack, it will be definitely not shown. Here, as you can see, the page on the right didn't scroll. So I know that the user is logged. Here, we are looking for the logged user and the page scrolled, so we know that the ID we are looking for is not the right one. If we search for the Elie ID, here the page don't scroll, so we know who is logged. This is basically the same test to know the friendship relation, but using a different ID to search. But actually, Facebook updated their defense against this kind of attack. Just yesterday, well, no, actually Wednesday, Facebook made a different defense. Now they don't display any contents anymore, they just display a Facebook logo on the framed page. So we cannot anymore use framing attack on Facebook. Okay, that's it for this third story. I will Elie finish with maybe the more powerful attack in the fourth story.
Okay, so For the last 10 minutes, we're going to speak a little bit about this guy, smartphone. How many of you have a smartphone? Okay, yeah. Once again, everyone. Good. So, I mean, it's not surprising. It will not come to any surprise to anyone. A lot of smartphones has been sold, 54 million in this first quarter in 2010. So it's a lot of smartphone. This has two effects. The first one is AT&T is not working anymore in San Francisco, and and the second one is many popular websites has rolled out a mobile version of the website to accommodate this kind of small device. And people might not realize that by now, but the browser you have in your iPhone or in your Android phone or on Nokia or BlackBerry is very, very different from the one you are using on your desktop counterpart, in particular because there is a lot of new feature which has been added for usability purpose. The screen is so small that what you try to do is to maximize the space which is used for display. And this actually conflicts with something we have been used for almost 20 years now, which is the idea that all the security indicators you have in your browser are located on the top of it, which is what we call the Chrome, so privileged version, privileged part of the Okay. Wow, impressive. Micro attack. Okay. Well, so so we trust the Chrome. We really trust the Chrome on the browser to display information such as the URL that you can spoof and the identity. And in the phone, people try to do full usability purpose, so they are trying to remove as many information which are closer to the screen. There is also something which makes them very, very different under the hood is because phone, you're actually moving from one application to another, and since Apple did not decide to do multitasking yet, or then the cookie that we are usually expire when you close your browser on the desktop counterpart do live into the browser forever, and so basically they're not killing session cookie. So let me show you a demo of what I mean, because I think it's more visuals and it will worth 1,000 words. This is Wells Fargo mobile website. Any Wells Fargo user here? Okay. Does it look like the real website? Completely? Yeah. And that's the correct ID. And as if you see, the lock is here, and the URL is correct. The lock is correct. There is no warning. We didn't fake anything on this part at least. And look what happened when you click on sign in. Here you go. Any idea how we did that? No fake keyboard. No, we didn't fake the keyboard. That's a capture of a real Android keyboard. Scroll down the web page. Yeah, you get the correct idea. The problem with the phone, and I think if I show you this picture, people will see better what I mean, is actually we can draw an image which looks like a URL bar, which is not one, and actually we can use the usability feature to scroll to it. That is not our idea. It was in the paper. When we come up with the idea, we look back in the reference literature, and actually there is a paper 2 years ago which said it would be very, very dangerous, and I think no one paid attention to it. I hope people will start to pay attention to that, and that's really, I mean, that's the most easy attack to do, right? You can display any website. We choose Wells Fargo, we can choose Gmail, whatever. So that's a scrolling attack. What we want to show you is tapjacking. So what is a tapjacking? Well, you take a clickjacking, you take the mobile phone, you squish very, very hard, and bam, you have clickjacking on steroid, tapjacking. And tapjacking is actually clickjacking on steroid for phone for a very, very good reason. 6 months ago, we looked at how many websites are using frame-busting defense against clickjacking, and this is a real the desktop part of this website, and you see that people are kind of doing a good job. Can you guess how many websites are using clickjacking defense on their mobile site?
1.
2. Like this, right? Yeah, that's Twitter and Facebook, because we went to them and knock on the door and say, hey, you should do something. Actually, how many of you remember the worm on Twitter, which was in May 2009, where you actually had the thing which is do not click here, and you trust the user to disobey and click here, and generating more and more tweets? You remember this one? So it was a huge one. We actually took down Twitter and for at least a day. We were able to actually reproduce it on the phone. Here's the demo. And what happened here under the hood is you have an invisible iframe. And we are using a very cool feature from the phone, which is zooming. So basically, the tweet button is actually the entire screen. So it doesn't matter where you click, you're actually clicking on I want to tweet. And you're going to tweet something for us, and you don't see it. So if you go to twitter.com, and we're not making that up, we go to the mobile website because at that time they didn't have a frame busting defense. We were able to do a tapjacking. Of course, we could have said, do not click on this link, show the game, click on it, and do a worm. Of course, we're good guys, so we didn't do that. So that was a tapjacking. Twitter was really, really efficient to fix their code, so that now they have a frame busting code, so this worm is safe. But I really hope that you will try to scroll up when you try to log to your bank and realize that actually if someone is using JavaScript, it will prevent you to do that. So it's kind of plus right now. If I have 2 more minutes, what I want to show you is what we're going to demo Sunday. Sunday we have another talk. We hope you're going to join us. We're going to speak about game security and to show you how cool it is. Here is my invincible tank. You can see his health bar. And we're going to show you how we can do attack on game on Friday afternoon. So I hope you will stay at DEFCON and come to see us. Track 5. Thanks everyone for showing us. And